A very good afternoon to everybody in this another part of the webinar series. In the first part on the 25th of September, we had one session on using Glassboard, using learning glass as it is known as, or it is also uh, known as lightboard. So in our last session, we talked about what is lightboard, how effectively it can be used in online remote teaching. We also differentiated between what is online teaching, what is online remote teaching, and what is emergency online remote teaching. Normally, we are in the mode of emergency online teaching, and so we are not able to get the desired result which we expected to get from online teaching. By and large, the surveys, the researches which are being done, they all are drawing the attention to the fact that online teaching is not yielding the result, and both the teachers as well as students are highly dissatisfied with the outcome of online teaching. One of the reasons for that is that neither our teachers nor our students are properly trained to learn in an online mode or to learn in a remote mode. For so many years, we have these courses like MOOC, massive online open courses, and those students or those teachers who have undergone those courses or those who have taken any of the trainings in online remote mode, they know what are the problems, they know how to cope up with the problems. They also are well versed with dealing with online things also. But not many teachers and many students are still exposed to messy online open courses or any form of online training also. Most of the teachers who are working today are have learned as a student also in an environment where there was only F2F or face-to-face mode or distance learning mode, which was rather correspondence mode. It was not a technology integrated mode of learning, and this is perhaps the first time that we are facing that. And because of COVID-19 crisis, it has become now increasingly necessary for everybody to try out online modes. And for last couple of months now, we all are undergoing this process. We have come to a point that we can now, like teachers are able to teach, you can face camera, we can master this Zoom or Meet or MS Teams kinds of platforms. But still, one is effective teaching is lacking, effective learning is lacking. And for that, one of the things which we need to do is engaging our learners. If learners are merely passively sitting on the other side of the laptop or other side of the mobile screen, that passivity do not allow them to get engaged with learning. They are not in classroom environment. Classroom environment is a different thing where they are still motivated to perform, but they are in their home environment, and the home environment still is not conducive for everybody to work out. They do not get a separate space also to sit and to work also. So they share a common room with family members, lots of noise outside. Everybody in locality may not be having a serious way of looking at education also. So lots of problems that students may be facing, and engaging them in this activity is a huge challenge there. As a part of that, last time also we talked about how Glassboard can be somewhere a good way of engaging learners, having an eye contact with the learners, the teachers constantly coming on screen, facing them, doing some kind of board work, which can create a kind of an environment of learning, and there can be an engagement with the learners also. And couple of tips we tried about vocabulary building, about sentence structure, construction in language part. We got a very good response about that also, and we have seen that many teachers belonging to sciences, commerce, economics, mathematics, they also were inspired to try out Glassboard or learning classes for their equations, for their mathematics and other kinds of things also. Many of the science teachers who deal with physics, chemistry, or mathematics, they are in dire need of somewhere that they can draw something and that can be displayed. So that also is one of the way of engaging learners' attention into the learning. Today we are going to try about some of the Google Drive tools, some of the tools that we get from Google Drive. The basic aspect of this is that Google Drive and the similar kind of platforms which comes from MS Teams also, or Microsoft 365 also is giving the same kind of facilities. Dropbox also is giving similar kinds of facilities. So anywhere where we can work collaboratively, that is very the collaboration that student to student and teachers to student can happen. That is very important. Google Drive is not the only platform where we can work in this way. As I told, Dropbox can also be tried. Microsoft 365 can also be tried, which is very conveniently working with MS Teams, on which most of our school teachers and college teachers in Gujarat are working there. So it can be tried, but the basic aspect is the nature of collaboration. Is it allowing people remotely located to get involved at one platform, to get engaged at one platform, and whatever activities are assigned by teachers, everybody working at the same place. So it is like you are in one room now, virtual room, you are there on one document, everybody is working there. So that is what are the possibilities of doing this kinds of thing. That is what we want to try out in this particular session here. So engaging learners in online remote teaching, second part of our webinar series. And today we are going to try with Google Drive, and the tools which we want to work is Google Doc, Google Sheets, and Jamboard. Three tools on which we want to work, and we'll try out this. In Google Doc, the first part that we are going to see is that we have designed for this particular webinar 4 activities. Google Doc for collaborative online activities. I will share a link of the Google Doc in the chat box, and you have to click on that chat box and you have to do this activity. So on that particular doc also, all the instructions are very clearly written, but I will be there live to guide you that what you have to do, how you have to do. In case you have any questions, you can put in chat box also, or you can have a live interaction about that also. Activity 1 will be describe the picture and write imaginary dialogues between these two people. So there will be one picture given there, and the students will be asked to write about imaginary dialogues that goes between these two people. They can imagine where they are, what they may be talking about, and that. So we want, like, if you can have 5 to 7 sentences of dialogue, or at least 4 dialogues, two of them talking with each other. So what kind of conversation? Or if nothing, then one dialogue each you can give, that what kind of things are happening there. We primarily are working for language part. English language is the primary concentration that we are working on here. The other teachers of other discipline can get an idea in their own way that how it can be worked out in their subject also. Second activity will be about identify parts of speech in your writing in above given activity. So if you have written 3 or 4 sentences in 2 dialogues, at least minimum, parts of speech, and then you will find a table given. Parts of speeches are noun, verb, adjective, adverb, and then you have to identify and you have to put those things in that part also there. Third activity will be make simple sentences using below given words. So a list of words will be given, and the students will be asked to make a kind of a sentence construction based on that. And the fourth one is a rather difficult activity. Fourth is or rather an ambitious activity, and for this activity we require a high end of users on the side of learners also. Students also are supposed to be of high end learners if you want to work on story writing, and here we want to do collaborative story writing, so it requires mastery of technology or the thing. We'll try something. I'm sure it is not going to work very well, but let us see how things are coming out from activity number 4, that is about story writing here. Second activity will be about Google Sheet for collaborative online activities, and here 2 activities are designed for this webinar. Activity 1 will be about active passive voices, and simple formulas will be given, and on Excel sheet the students remotely located will be working on this, writing sentences, making sentences, and turning it into passive sentence also. Second activity on Excel, not Excel, but spreadsheet on Google Sheets will be on learning to write simple sentences. So a table will be given. from a very common grammar book. It's a very elementary lesson for standard 5, standard 6 who are just introduced to English language, or maybe if you are early introduced, then standard 1, 2, or 3, that is a part of them. But we desperately have felt that students, even in higher education, do not have a mastery over structures of sentences. So most of the students, even at UG and PG level, they have lots of problem about writing correct structures, simple structural sentences in correct way. And by and large, they write un-English kind of things. They write the way they speak. But then the way we speak is unstructured grammar. It is not a structured sentence. It happens in all the languages, including mother language. So we know it very well in our mother language that the way we speak, we do not write. There is totally a different way of writing than what we are speaking there. And that's why even coming back to the structures of sentence or structuralist approach of learning language is still very important so far as writing skills are concerned. And in this webinar, we are concentrating by and large on writing skills for online collaborative activities. And the third part that we want to deal is about Jamboard for collaborative activities in online classes. And some of the board games we'll try to see if we are able to work out hangman, knots and crosses, spider diagrams, and that can be drawn. We require a device where we can do touch screen writing there. So either with the finger or with the stylus, we have to work out on this. And if you are very good in controlling your mouse, then with the help of mouse also, you can draw several such kind of a thing. You can keep a different digital writing board also for Jamboard, but it also gives a very interesting effect so far as board work is concerned. We are just trying to do some of the activities, but even for the board work, even the replacement of glass board, a blackboard in the classroom is there in Jamboard kind of devices. And again, there are so many such platforms available online. Jamboard is run by Google, so it allows us to have the same collaborative aspect which we have with Google Doc or with Google Sheet also. So we have preferred to go for Jamboard, which allows for a collaborative contribution. There are better such kind of whiteboards or blackboards available, where if you do not want to have students collaboration on the same board, then you can try it out. Another thing also, by sharing your screen, you can scribble down something and students will be able to do questions, your diagrams of any of the subjects, science, commerce, economics, management, whatever we deal with, that can be done in this there. So in this three part, we are going to deal with our activities today. So first of all, on introduction to drive, that is required here. And for drive, a common destination for drive is drive.google.com. It's very simple. Destination for that is drive.google.com. If you are in your mailbox, you will see a logo there at the top there, your logo, your name, and nearby that there are 9 squares. I have put a cursor on that, so it displays Google Apps. Google Apps. If you click on Google Apps also, you will find a shortcut to Google Drive. And here you see there is a Drive, and this is one of the easiest way to go. So you are going from your mailbox. Those who may find a problem later on, this is one of the easiest way to remember. Open your mailbox. Near your icon, your profile picture, there is 9 dot square, and click on that. You will find a drop down menu. This drop down menu will display various apps. There you can find the drive. You can click on that and you are in your drive here. The simple thing about the drives comes on this particular column, that is on the left hand side top column. I see there is a new, you are seeing new. Clicking on new, there is only one plus sign and one button for everything to be done. So it's very easy, very user friendly also. You just click on new and you can create a folder. You can upload some kind of documents. You can create doc, you can sheets, or whatever you want to work from a single button. You have to work out on this there. You are seeing on the screen some of the documents which I have already prepared in advance, so the work becomes very easy for us here. But I will also display a demo how it can be done. For example, we want to work on doc, and I click on new. I click on new, and there is doc. So I click on and I open blank document. I open the blank document here. To make things look good, I can change the color of my page. So I go to file, and I'm going to the page setup at the bottom there, and then there is a page color option, and making use of some interesting colors, because this is what we are doing for the students, and for them the visual aspect also should be somewhere pleasing to the eyes. If it is all black and white dull, then perhaps people may not like it. It should not be very gaudy also. It should not become too gaudy that it is full of very dark colors. That also is not a fair way of dealing. So reasonably good number of colors you can use, depending upon your choices and other things. There from here you can change the color there. Simple way of typing, you put one first, an activity. It is simple typing in any of the documents. That is how we do the activities there. And you can select this word. You can change the fonts the way you want to. You can make a title of this activity very quickly to make it enlarged. So those all simple features are given there. So we're not wasting our time in the editing part of these things there. You can insert an image also from here, image, because the image activity you can upload from your computer. You can search on the web, and you can find the image from web or from your photos or URL or from camera. From various sources you can put directly a photograph on this. If you want to do an activity based on photograph there, you can insert tables for some kinds of work that is necessary. So simple way you can put a table also on the screen. This is what I have tried, simple tools for working on this particular things. So this is the activity which I have prepared in a similar way. Activity 1, describe the picture and write imaginary dialogues between these two people. I have put a picture as I suggested here, and below that I have put this table where we can divide students into various groups, or according to roll number the task can be given. If the class is smaller, we can go by roll numbers. If we have a large class, then we have to go by groups. So the group can be named, and it can be this activity where the students will write the work. Their second activity is this parts of speech. So I have identified the parts of speech. They are already written in form of noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, and as the instructions are going on, from whatever they have written, they have to identify, and they will just type here their answer there. Activity 3 is the list of the words are given here. The words are a little bit smaller. If I want to increase the size, I can increase the size and make it bold, or if I want to change the color, that all can be done if those things are necessary or required to highlight some kinds of thing that we are working on. So that all can be done. Something that is to be highlighted can be used with different color, and the activity instructions are also very clearly given. Make simple sentences using below given words. You can use all possible forms of these words. For example, instead of success, you can make sentence with successful, succeed, or anything. So swimming, you can use swim also. Run, you can use running also. Blue, if you can think of any of the formation of the word with blue, it will be very difficult because it is a proper noun there. So the verbs or can be used as in different context of noun as well as verb, gerund as we call it, that you can write out there. And the fourth activity here is about story writing. First sentence is given by the teacher. Once upon a time there lived a mouse in the forest, and then now the students one after another will start writing their responses to this there. Now what should I do? Once I have prepared this sheet, I have prepared my worksheet for online class. I am in online class, I am giving instructions, I am teaching how to write dialogues that I have taught. I have taught some basic grammar lessons and everything, and now I am asking students to do this activity there. So after preparing this, I go to the share button. At the top you find a share button. Right now it shows private to only me. So the other students will not be able to access this. I have to open this privacy setting. So I click on the share button. It will give me several options here, and I have to keep it open for everybody. So anyone with the link, there are a couple of options. Anyone with the link or restricted one. So right now I'm keeping it anyone with the link because if you also want to try while you are watching the live streaming on Facebook or YouTube, or even if you are trying on a recorded video later on after the live session is over, I'm keeping it open so you can still access this particular document afterwards. Also, it will be somewhere lying in the chat box. You won't be, it is a very long URL, so you won't be able to easily remember the URL from this, but from the chat you will be able to find this. We'll put the links even in the YouTube chat and Facebook chat also. A viewer setting I have to change from viewer to editor. I have to make all the students editors. So if I am not able to make them editors, then also they won't be able to, they can read it but they cannot. Now if some documents you are giving only for reading, then you can select here viewer, otherwise select editor here. So the link is ready. I am copying, I am clicking done here. Now you see the logo here, share, and below the profile picture there is a link now, so it is open. The link is open now, and anyone with the link will be able to access this. The public on the web it is now, anyone on the internet with the link can open. That is the instruction that it is coming there. So you have to ascertain this, that whether these instructions are still coming there or not. I click on this. I'm copying the link now as it is already open. I can put an email address also here, and I can share directly with the people. Like for example, in our class we have a group of Google group which is already made, and with the help of Google group, it is very good to manage all these online activities. So I would prefer everybody that if you are working with Google devices in Google Classroom, Google Meet, or Drive, then make a Google group of your students also. If you are on MS Teams, you might have already prepared a group of your students to work on MS Teams. So that is very easy. That's a single email, and all the members will easily get this. But use this feature of communicating with the group there. So right now I'm giving an example of Google Groups. There, similar can be used for MS Teams and other collaborative tools. If I want to put some instructions, I can give instructions. Also here, editors, I have given the option to all those people in the group are the editors here, and I am sending this, so they will get the link, and I am sharing this link in the chat also here. So this link I copy, and let me put it in the chat box also. So those who are live right now, you can just click on the chat, just have a look at the chat, and you will find this link of the docs.google.com. Docs.google.com is put in the chat right now, so you can click on that. The link will open, and you can see that how. So you can start now working on all the 4 activities. You can pick up any of the activities and start working on that. We will see live. You are seeing that at the top, that now see the people have started coming in, and this are there, that these are the people who are there. They have logged in, and they are reading this document. So whoever is coming here, as it is public, anonymous can also join. If you are working with a small group, you can see exactly which student is working on. So the student's profile picture will get displayed on the screen when they work with this. And that is why it is very restricted also. If you don't want to make it a public class, then it is only for your restricted classroom. Then also it is a very good work there. And see now, for example, Rohit Vyas is writing something there, and that is how it is going on. Jack and Jill are at the clothing shop, and that, so who is writing? Sima Rathod is writing at there. Kavisha is writing at number 2 there. So you can see the colors there, and the people who are writing. Anonymous is writing on number 9. Ruchi is writing on number 12. So that is how Samia number 20, Hina Malik there. So this is how live collaborative, that how people are contributing what they are writing. So there is this picture given, and the instructions are given to write something on that, and everybody is writing now. See, interesting part. There is lots of peer learning also. Students are learning from each other also. Their classmates are writing something and they learn from that, and teacher is observing everybody's work simultaneously. Imagine the traditional classroom where you have given this activity, you have displayed this picture on projector, and everybody is writing. Then you have to go to an individual student to see what they are doing. You have to collect their documents to see what is done. Here, while they are writing, a teacher can see everybody at a time. Everybody at a time. This is a very interesting feature of collaborative tools which we can work on there. As many teachers are working on MS Teams. MS Teams has a very advanced kind of features which are given with PowerPoint presentations, Word documents, with spreadsheets, and it will be amazing if you are able to explore in a similar way all those tools. There's now, see, imagine so many words are coming up very quickly, and very interesting sentences are written there. Uh, they're discussing about the COVID-19 pandemic and the online classes. So that is what nowadays captures the imagination of most of the people, online classes and COVID-19. One boy and girl at shopping mall. Girl is sharing photograph to her friend to choose which. Sure, this is anonymous typing there. Okay, so fine, very interesting sentences. You can italicized, you can change the color, you can make it bold. All the students, all the participants, while you are working on this, you can still keep on working on this also. And also, like, you can see that if you make a common error, number 9 for example, I would like to tell you to read this. On number 9 there is a underline coming there, and when you click on that, it says that you have missed to put article the. So you just click on that and then you improve. See, number 6 also discussion about the. Discussing the says that this is a better alternative. Discussing the COVID-19 is good enough. So you can. So this is how it helps you in improving your language skills. Automatically, there is a machine on the other side, and that machine is suggesting you that you are either making a spelling error or grammatical error or sentence structure errors you are making, and that is very interesting to see sentence structural errors that if you are making, then this can help you. So many of you, when you post on Facebook or social media, and if you want to see whether your language is correct or not, I would suggest you to put it to Google Drive. This feature won't be available on your mobile phone. You will have to work on laptop, then you will be able to access this feature, and then you can check it out what kind of an error you are making, and then you can see there. So she discusses number 3, discuss with Jack, and the suggestion comes that it should be discusses. So this is a very interesting automatic way of learning also, that you can kept on. She opted to go for. She opted to go. It is suggesting opted to go for. Now, see, very interesting language learning is automatically happening there, and anybody who is writing is self-learning. You keep on learning on your own, and that's a very interesting aspect of technology, that is self-learning. It promotes a lot of self-learning. Just a proper guidance is given to the students, then language is something very interesting to be learned on all these devices here. So show in the shop, number 3 I am reading there. It says show in the shop is what it is asking for. uh, Discuss, there is a spelling error. Number 8, if you can check, most of you might be working on mobile phone, so you may not be able to see the error which I am seeing here, or which I am trying to display on the screen here. What of a t-shirt, it says a article is missed out to number 12 in this column here. Okay. Okay, fine. Like this is there is this, empty space 16, between 16 and 18. It is like a shop of with the of clothes. It says it should be clothes. Ideally, there. And this is very interesting. You can see that. See, when students write their answers, essay type answers or assignment, they think that they have written everything correct. But there may be these kinds of lots of minor errors that may be happening a lot in their writing. But then teachers are not able to reach out to everybody to find out individual errors and they can suggest that. And that's why when we have large classrooms and improving everybody's language is very difficult, at that time these tools are very helpful to us in working out in all these things here. So this is in a very interesting way things are going on, lots of writings are happening there. And very interesting sentences. Rohit has written something very interesting dialogues there. Some of you are describing. You ask your instruction also is to write dialogues, not only describe, but dialogues is the instruction that it says that write dialogues, not only the description about what is there. You can describe what is that, and then you can say what kind of conversation is happening there. So you can say two people, person A is speaking this, person B is speaking this. Colon, inverted commas, double inverted commas are normally used when you tell that somebody is speaking some words there. Okay? Okay, very interesting. That's some of you can come down to the next part also. Very number 16 has given very interesting things. At the end of your work, write your name also. Write your name also at the end of the work. So it will be saved here who has done the work. I can see with the help of color who has done the work. But later on, when people will access this document, they won't be able to see the name of the person. So it is good if you put your name also at the end of the work there. Okay? So very interesting imaginary dialogue. Nishtha Makwana has written, "Hey, look here, what I got. What have you found? Okay, what a beautiful dress. This dress is the same as the dress I saw on the online. Well, good, it's showing mobile phone. So they are talking about that. I have seen this on the online, and here it is. Very interesting. Nishtha has written the dialogue there. Okay? What are you going to buy? Rohit also has written interesting dialogues. Okay, put your name at the end of your work there. Okay, and fine, interesting. There are a couple of errors that keep on. I also can check it out and correct simple grammatical structural errors. In number 8, for example, if I see have met is a we met is a better alternative than we have met. There's time since we, and then if you have a since, then you can have a perfect form of writing have, had, having, has also there. Okay, fine. Very interesting. Interesting work is being done very well. So this is the beauty of collaborative writing and the engagement that happens with the help of this in an online mode. So we are observing live that how these things are possible and how learners can get engaged into these kinds of activities there. Okay, I would suggest now to come to the second activity very quickly to see what you can do, and you can skip the part or you can go to the third one also. Okay, somebody has already put something on the third also. Put your name at the end so we can later on identify who are the people who are doing this work here. Okay, so third one, yeah, fine. At the bottom also, the sky looks beautiful today. Nirali is typing a sentence there. Fifth activity also, if two or three of you want to start writing a story, you can come down. If you have completed your previous work, you can start working on this also there. But very interesting, very interesting outcome we are getting from the group of the participants who are writing this collaboratively, and very interesting dialogues coming from this particular image that is given as an activity here. Fine, good one, yeah. Okay, good. Lots of language is being generated. The amount of language that is generated is very interesting, very amazing here that we are able to see the things here. There. Yes, start writing in part 2 also there. So live, everybody is contributing. I think in the first activity itself, we got a very interesting response from all of you. Yeah, and I think we'll run short of time in second and third activities there, but still, that's very interesting to see how you all are contributing into this write-up. Okay, fine. So you are now writing on parts of a speech, and okay, fine. Interesting. Why not? Exclamation mark that is put there. Yeah, quickly come to the second part, everybody. Now leave the first part wherever it is done. Later on, after we complete our session, still it will remain open, so you can do the final editing work there. Yeah, along with the number, you can put your name also. Like Niyati Pathak is typing her name along with the name there. I think it will take still more 30 to 45 minutes in completing all the three tasks that are required in this activity there. Okay, Sima Rathod has put the name along with the number there. Fine. So good. Yeah, fine. Interesting. Lots of language is being there in first part. The second I'm looking at it, I don't think it will be very difficult for you to identify nouns, pronoun, verb, adverb. We are not taught what these things are, but the nouns and verbs are very simple. Pronouns are very simple. He, she, it. Yeah. Adverb, adjective may perhaps pose some problem in identifying between them. Prepositions won't be very difficult. In, on, at, into these conjunctions are and, but. That also is easy to write from your task is to write all these parts of speech from the language that you have generated in first activity. In the first activity, whatever language you have generated, from there you have to identify parts of speeches here. Okay, is okay, fine. Many of you are working on third activity also. Good to see. You have to make simple sentences using below given words, and you can use various forms of the words as we suggested. Instead of success, you can use the word successful. Succeed also in the sentence. You can use it as noun, verb, adverb, or adjective. Your words are swimming. Swimming, as you know, can be a verb as well as noun also. Swimming is a good exercise. It is the name there. Running also is possibly used. Run is a noun. Running can be used as a gerund for both the activities there, so you can work out. Okay. Okay, fine. There are other words like pandemic, lockdown, quarantine, corona, failure, if you can work it out on that. So quarantine is a word which can be used again as verb also. Okay, fine. Very interesting sentences. Water is the most important in the people's life. Now, when I click on this word, important thing, it is suggesting important thing. So the one who has written this, important, but what important thing in people's life, the is not required. That is what machine is suggesting. That this article is unnecessary here. So that is how we learn with machine. This collaborative tool is helping us in improving our language. People's lives. It says not live but lives there. So like there were seven words, 7 to 8 words in a simple sentence, and then we found three very interesting errors. These are very common errors which are made, and who is identifying these errors? Machine is identifying. So that is how this artificial intelligence is becoming smarter in teaching language to us. And for at elementary level, at school level, these tools are very effective. Many times even our teachers may not be capable of identifying such simple minor errors of articles to be used or not to be used at a particular place. And if some interesting noun or word is missed out, then machine is suggesting here when you think of that. So uh, the hospital quarantined the infected patient. It says quarantine. Well, it is quarantined is fine. Here something goes wrong with machine also at times. So we can't take every suggestion given by a machine as a correct answer. We have to apply our own understanding of language also. So that's a good example that is coming here in this sentence by Hina Malik. Yeah. Okay, fine. Many sentences are written. Put your name also at the end. So we can see who is contributing or writing these things here. Okay? Story writing, last part, we have 3 to 4 minutes for this activity, and then we have to move on to the another one. So 5 minutes we can still give you to write your work, complete your work with, if you want to do bold, color, italicized, name your name, 5 minutes more. You still have 5 more minutes to be to complete this work here. Okay? The forest was dark and dense. Good choice of words. A lion lay asleep in the forest under the tree. Nirali is writing that. Okay. Yeah, I'm reading the story part, so everybody can come down to the story part and start writing or developing a story. One day, accidentally, a mouse, Kavisha, is writing that sentence. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, I think you all are also enjoying. Anybody can just come with their audio and just share. How do you feel working on this?
Yes, sir. It feels very innovative to me.
Good.
It is a really, really great idea to collaborate with everybody.
Yeah. Thanks for your response. Yeah.
Sir, besides working in collaboratively, it increases our vocabulary skills, and also it helps in understanding all the aspects. Like we get different perspectives of looking at the same story.
Yes, that's a good point. You also get a different perspective, vocabulary, how other people are using that. That also is interesting to see. Yes, anybody else would like to share a brief experience of working on this activity?
Yes, sir. It all shows that readiness is all.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We are there for 4 to 5 minutes. In case you want to give the response, you can come, you can unmute your mic and give your response. And by the time you can complete your work also. I'm just scrolling to see what work is done, but you can keep on coming to give your response of this activity.
Actually, sir, it is also serving a purpose of generating new ideas, how to twist or format a sentence in a new form
Yes, good
or
point.
in expressive mode.
Yes, generating new ideas, forming a sentence in a newer way also. We can see
Ah,
there. Yeah. Okay.
with many varieties.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for your response. Yeah. Anybody else would like to share their responses?
Sir, another thing is that student can come to know of their own capacities too. That what we are actually knowing is not in our day-to-day life, but with the help of this kind of activities, we can come to know that we are knowing this much of things, and we need to learn this much of.
Yes, self-learning. That is what people
Yes.
say. That if the learners learn on their own, if they identify their own capacities, their own limitations in their own way, that is the best. Because psychologically, what happens is that when somebody else points to us that you have made an error, we suddenly become like adamant to what we have done, and we start justifying that no, I am right. I have done this. I have done in that way. So when somebody tells, we become adamant in learning. But when it comes within us, it's a much deep learning, and that is where something very significant happens when people get a habit of self-learning. That was a good point. Yeah. Yeah, good. Lots of sentences are generated in story writing also. Yeah. Yeah, the chronology of the story is still a little bit problematic, but as I told in the beginning that we need to do some exercise on generating a collaborative story. Yeah. One by one people are supposed to write, but still the result is not that disheartening. It is quite a good way that the story also is coming up when you are writing on this platform here. Okay, last minute to wind up this activity. This is the last minute, and uh, the second part of our activity is to look at Google Sheet. From my drive, from the drive, again the same way as we have gone to new, I click on new at the top here, and then Google Sheets. Google Sheets, I open a blank document there. It's a normal spreadsheet coming there, and I can type. The way I can work on the spreadsheet, I can work here. If my sentence is long, I have to merge the cells. I have to do merging of the cells. For example, if I'm writing here uh, uh, something activity based on the sentence structures, learn to write proper sentences in grammatically correct structures. So this is quite a long sentence here, and obviously I can make it much a larger sentence, and that all normal editing works are there. But then this entire cell, this cells where it is written, I have to merge here. So I have to search out the things in uh, tools, data, format, in format. I am seeing here to merge the cell in format, merge cells and merge all. So this entire is merged there. And if I give a background color, then the text will be very clearly visible in this way. So some kind of using colors in the spreadsheet which will highlight the instructions or the work that is given. So this in a simple way we can work out and prepare our document here also. I already have prepared one particular a spreadsheet for this webinar. So I'm showing that spreadsheet here, and you'll be able to see how this is prepared. This is very simple. Two activities are given here. One is about active passive voice, simple for the elementary standard level writing of or understanding of active passive sentences. Two formulas I have given as an example here. One is a simple formula of S plus V plus O, which turns into O plus to be form of the verb plus past participle of the given verb plus by plus subject. So that is a common formula on which the active sentence converts into passive. Another formula given is who, question, who plus V plus O. And then it comes into by whom to be form of the verb, uh, 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 object, and the past participle of the verb that is required there. So these are the things that I put, and I've given some colors for different things, so it becomes very easy. I will share this link also in the chat box, so you will have to work on this, and you will see some of the examples. For example, in the first one, Ramesh passed the exam is given, and the example is solved by the teacher. The exam was passed by Ramesh. Then number 2 and 3, passive is not given, so you are supposed to write the passive of that, and you have to do your activity here in the group activities, group column that is there. So there you can type, or one of you can type in the same place also. Kavita writes a poem. What will be the passive? According to formula, in the given spreadsheet, you just have to put those words. So it can be drag and drop, it can be copy and paste also, can be done by students. So they can just drag and drop or copy and paste. Copy paste will be an easier one. If you are on mobile device, perhaps you may not be able to copy paste very smoothly. Then you can go to the cell and type your answer from your mobile phone. Simple words are to be typed there. Formula 2 also you have to work, and then in activity, what you have to do is you have to prepare one active sentence, and then you have to prepare the passive sentence. In the given spaces, simple active with the help of two formulas, SVO and then who plus V plus O. These two formulas on which you have to make one sentence for each, and then you have to write passive also working on the same formula, and the activity should be done here. Second sheet also is given for this one. Second sheet, you have to open the second sheet. It is not coming down. At the bottom, you will find various sheets indexed there. Second sheet is about learning to write simple sentences. And we have given one table about subject, verb, and subject complement. This table is given, and some selected words are also put into subject. This, his brother, eat, the book, Gopal, my mother, she. And then verb is, became, looks, and you can make innumerable sentences. For example, this is a pen, you can make. Then you can say, this is, you are picking up the same subject, same verb. Another sentence, this is soldier. This is me. This is mine. So like from one structure you can make innumerable sentences. So it depends upon students' creativity that how many numbers of sentences they can construct which are grammatically correct sentence from this activity there. What happens as a part of this is that the structures of sentences are hardwired in the mind of students. Structures are hardwired, as Noam Chomsky has said that language is hardwired in our mind. If proper structures are hardwired in a mind, then whenever we sit down to write, proper structures are normally generated. Normally those who learn in not the mother language schools, and they are exposed to English language much later on, in their minds the Gujarati language structures are hardwired. So we know that the structure of Gujarati and English is basically different, as there is SVO. In Gujarati, we have SOV structure. Now, this keeps on creating problem when we mentally translate and try to speak. So, structurally, most of the students, when they sit down to write or speak, they keep on speaking un-English or wrong English, or the problem is grammatical. They can communicate. We can understand what we are speaking. There is no problem of understandability. But when we speak that language, it is fine, it is acceptable. But when it comes to write, the writing skills are much different than speaking skills, and we have to be very correct in written form. Otherwise the things can be miscommunicated, or a wrong impression about our language skills can be generated by that. So structures needs to be hardwired when it comes to write something there. So this activity, I am sharing this screen, this sheet in the chat box. The same way as I told earlier, we have to do is to go to share, and then you have to keep it open for everybody. Anyone with the link can be not viewer but editor. I'm repeating the steps because these are the steps which many times we forget, and then students are not able to open the document. So this is there, and now I'm seeing that the logo has changed. There is a profile picture with the link at the bottom given there, and I copy the link, and I'm sharing the link, the copied link. I'm sharing with everybody here. In the check out your chats, in Facebook, in YouTube. Also, we are putting this particular link, so you can access from there also. Okay, so the link I have pasted in the comment section under this video here. So click on that and start doing your work, and let us see what work. First, we are on sheet 1, this active passive activity, and now you can see at the top there that so many people have already entered here. They have started doing the work here. See, this document was not shared in Google group, if you see that. And that's why everybody coming here is anonymous. Earlier, when it was shared in Google group, the identity of student was identified, their profile pictures were visible, their names were visible, who is working, teacher was able to see. That's why I said that if you make a group, then it becomes very easy to communicate and do collaborative activities there. This is a very open link. When you are working through Facebook or YouTube, or later on watching this video to work on this, you will remain anonymous. The one who has made these worksheets will not be able to see who has done this work. And that's why when we are in a classroom environment, each and every student's identity is very important. So as in MS Teams, you all have got the login IDs of all the students. Their profiles are created. So it is very easy to identify the learners when they come and do their work from whatever way. Many people have tried with mobile numbers. Many of them have tried with roll numbers. Many might have tried with proper number. When we create the user ID, login ID of our students, it is always good if it is done with proper name, or students are given an opportunity to change their name. So when we are working collaboratively, we can see that which student has done that particular work. So that is why that is very important there. I know many of us who are working with MS Teams or Google Drive or various platforms, we do not go by a particular identity of our learners. Everybody can join, and we are just live talking in the classroom. Normally, not many teachers are involved into engaging learners with these kinds of activities in their classrooms there. And that is what is the reason that online teaching is failing. As in the initial part, as we have made that point, that all the researchers will say that students are unhappy, teachers are unhappy. The reason is not the online mode. The reason is we don't know. Neither the teachers nor the students are well aware about how to use online tools. What kind of activities can be framed. We all are trained in traditional mode. So whatever way we try to use online platforms also is more of a traditional mode of doing the things. So neither students nor teachers. More fault lies with the teachers who are still a little bit older teachers like me, around 50s. They may find more problem to cope up with this kind of things, but we are left with 5, 10, 15 years in this job, and we'll have to learn the new ways of doing the things. Their students will be learning everything very quickly. That is what we are seeing here. Also, that very quickly the young people, the young participants are able to participate. They are mastering the skills immediately, and without any training. Even if it is live session going on, no training is given, but the young people are very quick to respond to these activities here. So lots of sentences and words we already got here very quickly. The passives are turned into this. So they know how to use the spreadsheet and how to work on that. They are not damaging the sheets also. So that's the beauty of working, that the young people are good enough with all these tools here. Okay, we are seeing some of the sentences. Anil cuts the mango. The mango is cutting. That is a problem there. Nirali has made that. So ing form when you are writing cut. Anil is cutting the mango. Then cutting will come. The form of the verb is similar. The cut cannot become cutting. And cut, the past participle, not progressive, past participle of cut is cut, cut, put. Those things are normally taught to the students. So it's like ratamar kind of a thing, but it is still helpful. In schools, we have also done this ratamar of regular verbs, irregular verbs, and so we have to recall cut, put, write, wrote, written, write, wrote, written, begin. These are irregular verbs which poses problems in active passive sentences also. So the important part that we have to see from this activity, I can see is that the learner should be exposed to the verb forms, regular verb forms, irregular verb forms. If they do not understand verb, then they will not be able to work on active passive in a proper way. Most of the problem will come with the verb forms, and verb is very important. Pivot. People say, grammarians say that verb is the pivot. Dhari. It's a very important pivot of the entire language. English language, if you master verbs and various forms of verbs, you immediately master larger part of English language. Basic structures and everything can be mastered. If you want to make your language embellished, artistic, embellished, then you have to work a lot on adjectives and adverbs. The more the mastery you have on adjectives and adverbs, your language is embellished language. It is very artistic language. For the basic, simple communicative language, mastery over verbs is very, very important one. We Indians do have a very deep problems with prepositions. It's very tough for us to master the English prepositions, and by and large, we keep on making lots of minor errors in prepositions also. But here, prepositions are not the topic for our discussion today. That also is something very interesting point which we can work out. Very interesting sentences you all have written here. Okay, a puppy was brought, writes. Right, yes, Nirali, the name that is written there, Nirali writes will be written, right? A letter is written by Anil. It is written. If you say Anil is writing the letter, then you can say the letter, but you have to put being, is being, B-E-I-N-G form. ing form will be coming with to be form of the verb. Am, is, are, was, were. To be will be being also will be there. Then you can say being written by that, but the past participle of write will be written there. Okay, Ravina, Rita, Rohit, Seema, Kavisha, Tamsa. Uh, okay, many of you have written that instructor gives instructions. Instructions are given by the instructor. Yeah, fine. Uh, okay, very interesting. Yeah. Once you have done this, you go to the second sheet, and we are coming to the second part to see what activities are going on. Yeah, fine. At the bottom also, I think Samia has created a new table and is writing their active and passive. A good idea. Yeah, okay. Let me just draw the charts around that so it becomes easy to identify the words there. Okay, yeah, okay, fine. And you can put some separate colors for active and passive. So it still looks better when you work on the things there. Okay. This is how you can keep on. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this gives a better look of because spreadsheets are very dull thing. Spreadsheets. Imagine we are working language on spreadsheet. People do mathematical equations. They do statistics. They calculate their income tax. And this is all about the money and the figures. But then we are working on the grammar on spreadsheet. So, but it is very interesting. Way of looking at this. If you frame formulas, the active will automatically turn into passive. Beautiful formulas. If you we are not working on that today, but that also is possible. That auto generated passive or indirect speech or direct speech can also be worked out with the help of the formulas of spreadsheet here. Okay. Okay, Nishtha, Asha, Ruchi, many interesting observations are given here. Okay, I'm going to the second spreadsheet to see what work anybody is there. Okay, Rohit is working here. Seema is there. Okay, so the group of words are given in a first table, and you are supposed to write simple sentences with the help of that. So, what we are trying here is collaboratively. When your learners are on the other side, teacher has prepared a worksheet on Doc and Excel, and then while you are live on any of the platform like Meet or Zoom or MS Teams, share the documents with everybody while doing the class, and after giving basic instructions allow learners to learn and keep on observing, and wherever you find an error happening, a mistake happening, just go there and pinpoint that particular mistake. The beauty of the thing is that a teacher can observe the entire class simultaneously. You don't have to go in the rows to particular benches to see what student is doing, and then you don't know what is happening on the first row when you go to the last row. When you come to the first row, you don't know what is happening on the last row. People start drawing kind of arrows and hearts, and they become cupids, and they start drawing the arrows and variety of kind of things, making cheats and passing on that. And when the teacher is coming near, they make a show of doing their work. Whereas here, whatever they are doing, whatever good work they are doing, it is visible here. and they are generating lots of other things there. So interesting sentences on part two. Okay, and all the three groups are working, and the sentences are coming up based on the three simple group. Our basic purpose is this only, that collaboratively, live collaboratively, how people can work and how learners can be engaged by using some of the collaborative tools. So we are trying on Google Drive, Doc and Sheets. You can try it on MS 365. MS Teams also is allowing the similar kind of facilities along with many other platforms there. Okay, let me see spreadsheet one, where it is very full of words and full of sentences that you have given here. Okay. Yeah, interesting sentences are being written in either way. Yeah. Okay, last couple of minutes to wind up this part. I request you to complete your sentence or work, put your name, and we are winding up this second activity here within a minute. And then we move on to the last part of our session, that is seeing Jamboard, that what kind of things Jamboard offers to us. Okay, fine. So we end this second part of the things, and then in the third one, like for example, you want to work on Jamboard. Jamboard is an application also which can be downloaded in mobile phone, and Jamboard is the URL page also is jamboard.google.com. Jam is JAM, yeah, not GEM. It is jamboard.google.com. That is visible on the screen here also. It's when your students are learning working on mobile devices, ask them to download Jamboard from Play Store. That will be more convenient for them to work. Otherwise, directly from URL also it can be accessed. When you are on laptop or mobile, go to the URL and you can work on this there. So this all will be saved in your drive. So later on it will come down to your drive. But when you start working for teachers, for example, it is always good to start your activity with laptop or this, and then you share in the chat box in various apps for the students to work in and this there. This screen you are seeing is not a default screen. Default screen is something like it's a blank white. This is the default screen. If here is a pen given there, which gives me various fonts and other kinds of things to write it down here. I'm trying to write with the help of mouse here. This is the default screen. Yeah. This is I'm working on mouse. If I have an access to the digital writing pad, or if I am on my not the series fonts with stylus or a touch screen with some kind of touchpad, then you can still make a better handwriting and you can write in a better way. Also, this is white default screen here. You can prefer to have a blue color screen also to write if you want to, and you can use different color things also. Uh, yeah, this is like, for example, I have picked up a rather dull a pen here. Yeah, this is better one. Yeah, okay. Blue screen can be selected. The black also is a very interesting idea to work on with. If you want to give the feeling of the blackboard in the class, then this black screen can also be good for the people to work on this there. This is the eraser given here. If you want to erase anything, you can erase the things written on that. The eraser button is there. There are sticky notes are there if you want to put some kind of instructions on easy instruction. Then you can pick up any of the color and you can put a sticky note for the instructions there, which will lie on the board in a particular way. So some instructions while the activities are going on, if you want to put, you can do that. If you want to pick up some images from anywhere, then you can upload an image, and you can put an image also on this if you want to allow people to work on this with their hand. If you want to put some objects, then this is also the way of putting the objects. If you want to put some text here, typed text, then that also is possible. If you are not convenient in writing, then you can work on this also. You can edit the text that is written also there. So typing also is possible. And once you have worked, for example, yesterday we have given one task to our students to work on just trying out the thing. So this was scribbled down with the help of a stylus on a mobile phone, and the screens were given. And if I want to talk about this, there is a laser one. So this we can say that, well, this is the kind of a thing that it happens there. And this laser helps me in highlighting while I am talking about something. And it will the laser is not permanent marker. It is not a permanent marker. And so if I am working on this, or if I want to highlight in a better way, then I can use this color, and then I can say that, well, you are supposed to do this work in this activity, and you can work on this way. Yeah? So some of the highlights after the work is done can be seen. If I go to the next screen, I can see that these are some of the works done. Like this word is written by a student who has contributed to that. And uh, I can also give some remark or other thing. If I want to give here, I can put a text here. Can type, for example, excellent for this work, and I can put a typed text also, or a handwritten one, whichever is convenient. That option I can get in this work. But this is collaboratively done work, already done by the students. There's the right sentence here, and this sentence also was written by the student. This was already the work that is done that I am showing here. See here also, when student come to work, you will see who has come. This is Sanjay Jogadia has come here to work on this. So because it is shared with a common group, you can see the identity of the people who come here. So variety of pages. You can see here how many pages are there. At the top you will see the number of pages that are there, and to whichever page you want to go. If you want to delete the page, you can do that. But this work, if you can give that, and you can allow people to work on that also. Let me see if I can share one page here, and in this particular thing, to ask people to see if they are able to write on a screen here. The same features are there to share the button here. These are the same features. Share, if I want to share this, I have to keep the link open for everybody with the link. I'm copying the link. I'm making them editors here. These are the common things which I should not forget whenever I work on that. Uh, and I'm sharing with the group right now of students. So we can see their names also if they are registering from that. And I'm keeping it open for everybody also. So if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can also get this link from the chat box I am sharing here in the chat, this link. And from there also you'll be able to get this. This is one Jamboard link here. This is the third and the final collaborative tool on which we are working. So I have put it in the chat box. You can check that link, and I have shared in our group also. So you can see at the top that Kavisha, Rohit, Hina, these are the students joining from the group because their identities are revealed. If you will join as an directly from the link, you will join as anonymous, and that is because I have allowed. It's a very good way. Hello is written there, Nirali. So these are the Google group from where the learners are joining, and identities are revealed to the teacher who is working in this way. So this is how they keep on writing. They can work it out in variety of ways to So this can be used for improving handwriting if they use with the stylus, and if you give them the lines, 4 lines which are necessary for cursive handwriting, this can be used for that. Or an image can be given and people can be asked to write a word or things. Well, the basic idea that we are trying to explore here is how to make learners engaged in online mode while trying out several kinds of things here. So you can see many of the anonymous learners are also joining, who are not in the part of the Google group of our students. So the anonymous learner can also join and they also can work on this also. While the other people are still working on that, if anybody wants to give their quick response to both the spreadsheet active passive sentence structure and this Jamboard work also. Our students have already worked on this yesterday night also. As a part of our learning, I have shared one Jamboard and they have contributed. Couple of them were able to contribute some kind of word or a sentence on that. So I would request some of you to share your experience of working on this. Yeah, this is Rohit. It is good you have written the name there. Yeah. I think you're trying with the mouse here.
Yes, sir. With mouse, it is a yeah. And other than that, we can use stylus pen also.
Yes, stylus is very good.
Yeah. So both the things are very much collaborative and innovative. Which peer learning is happening. A lot many things are here. So we come to know our weaker points, and we come to know which kind of language part and which grammar technique we need to improve upon. So that Excel sheet was quite improvement based, and then this Hello World, this Jamboard kind of thing is really based on handwriting improvement. If we want to, if we want students to get the command over their mouse, and then if we want to teach them to write something in digital devices, we can use Jamboard very much effectively.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for your response there. Yeah. A couple of more if you want to respond. Anybody else would like to respond?
Yes, sir. Sir, Jamboard can be used as the alternative for the blackboard also. But for that, we must have to work with mouse and our hand. And I have seen yesterday, I have seen a video on how to make a stylus also. So it is very easy, and if we use it for a productive, session, it would be great. But it requires some skills also, like how to write with the stylus and all this. So it is very innovative as well as fun also.
Yes, very good. Yeah, because we are not habituated to write on the digital screen. The digital screen normally we watch. So, well, we require some kind of practice to write with various things on the screen. Lots of like 17 pages are there, and many of you have contributed a lot. I'm just changing the background, so the visibility becomes little bit better there. Okay? Yeah. So lots of contribution is being done. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is Niyati has made a very interesting background. The sticky note is also put, the text also is put, and her photograph also she has put here. So very quickly she has worked out a very interesting Jamboard page. Yeah, okay. You can create one more page, so students can create a more page and they can keep on contributing. This also sounds very interesting. Yeah, this is a good attempt to draw a smiley. If you make it black, it becomes horror. Yeah. The colors also you can change and you can put this. You will find a graph kind of a page also in the background. So those who want to work with the graph kind of a thing, they also get this graph lines there. And there are many other lines also which can help in improving your writing if you want to follow the lines to improve the writings. Yeah. Okay, you still have a couple of minutes to prepare your own Jamboard. Yeah, this is very interesting. You have put here. Yeah, the one photograph also is given. You put your name also on the page that you have created on Jamboard. So you see that it is very easy. Very quickly, people are mastering the innovative ways of doing the things. This also is a very interesting page here. Yeah, good one. Sigmund Freud, there the photograph. Okay, fine. Lot many, almost 21 pages already there, and many more pages keeps on coming with interesting designs and works that you are working on. Okay, so this is good for some kind of creative work, some kind of spider images, spider diagrams, or kind of mind mapping that is required to be done. Then for mapping, some spider diagrams. This Jamboard is a collaborative tool where people remotely located at different places, they keep on working on this, and as the idea keeps on coming here, that you can, this also is good. Sejal has done a good work, that you can also prepare this page is also roll number wise, student name wise, and a separate page is given to everybody, and they keep on writing something or typing a lot more, whatever features are available with this tool that can be tried out there. Yeah, Ruchi Joshi, this is the new experience that yeah, this is good, enjoyed. A little bit of improving is required to write on these kinds of tools there. And you will realize that nowadays in schools, if you are, then in schools you will have to improve the handwriting on digital devices also now, because later on when they will have to work, they may have to work on these kinds of devices. They have to prepare a design on these kinds of handheld devices with stylus or with finger itself. So in classrooms, we are still just teaching them how to hold a pencil and write a cursive handwriting. I think it is a time to use a finger to write handwriting also. So right from the school days, when we start teaching our kids to write, we have to think of the digital platforms where these things also becomes necessary for them to learn. And we need to improve on some of the basic lessons of writing skills or handwriting skills right from our elementary standards. So let us hope that in our new education policy, when they start teaching the students along with pen and paper, they also make some space for digital boards and writing with fingers or stylus with the pen, and then that is what is going to be the future of writing, drawing, collaborating in the times to come there. Okay, very interesting work you all are doing. Let us just take one more round of whatever work is done. Very quick round of that, of the work that is being done by everybody. But very interesting way you have contributed to the things there. Okay. So this was the final part of what we were trying to see in this webinar, that using Google Drive for engaging learners in online remote teaching. This was the second part of our webinar, and I hope you got some ideas to try out in your online teaching, and to engage your learners in a very meaningful way, in a very effective way, so that they also love to be a part of the entire learning process. Online teaching is very dull, very boring. All alone teacher just keeps on facing a camera and keeps on talking like a fool in a classroom, in a hall, in the office, wherever the space is given there. The learners on the other side maybe engage with lot many other things, and then this also. So unless teachers do not try some kinds of tools to meaningfully engage their learners and this platform, the learning is not going to happen very effectively in online mode there. Thank you all of you for being a part of this session. I hope you enjoyed